We've been running a campaign, Pull Out All the Stops, which is to reinstall the organ in the Royal Festival Hall. And if you've been following our campaign, you will perhaps know that we've now reached a point where the central section of the organ has been installed into the building.
It's a very important project, both for the heritage of this wonderful building and this great hall, but also for the music making that it's going to be possible to do here once this great instrument is back in place.
When the organ goes back into the hall and when it's completed in 2014, then the jewel will be restored to the iconic crown of the Royal Festival Hall. It's a Grade 1 listed building, built in 1951 by the architect Sir Leslie Martin, and the organ was always conceived to be a major focal point in the auditorium. On the 9th of January this year, Harrison & Harrison, the organ builders from Durham, came to site and installed the central section, which is the second part of the organ campaign. When Harrison & Harrison arrived on site, they came with a large Pantechnicon full of organ components, and two teams of workers brought those components into the hall. The longest components were walked in through the public areas, dramatically across the ballroom, up into the auditorium, and then down the steps here onto the stage, awaiting installation. The whole of this Pantechnicon was emptied and all of the contents completely filled the stage. From that point, Harrison's then worked in two teams. There was a day team and a night team, and they worked 24 hours in two shifts. All of the items that were stored on the stage were slowly put into the instrument itself. In order to achieve that, we constructed a special I-beam, which would be a sort of RSJ with a travelling hoist, in order to lift up the heaviest components from the stage and move them from the stage area into the central section of the organ chamber. So the first elements that went in were the longest beams, the longest posts, which you can see stretching from floor to ceiling, and they were all jointed together a bit like a kind of giant organological Meccano kit. And once those items were put together, it allowed the soundboards to be lifted onto the tops of the organ frame.
We're reaching the halfway point of getting the organ back in. In the summer of 2012, this year, the pipes from the central section will all be brought back and put in place. In the summer of next year, 2013, the pipes and everything from the third section will be put in place, so the organ will be complete. And then throughout the autumn, there'll be tuning and voicing and, just final fine-tuning of everything, ready for the grand reopening, relaunch of the organ in the spring of 2014. Restoring the Royal Festival Hall organ to its rightful place, right at the heart of this wonderful art centre, is completing the heritage project of restoring the Royal Festival Hall and making it fit for the 21st century. The organ is an absolutely crucial part of that.
We've raised over £500,000 in the project so far, but we still have quite a long way to go, and this is an opportunity for me to appeal to you to see if you can help sponsor a pipe for the rest of our campaign.
It couldn't be easier to get involved in the organ campaign. You can sponsor a pipe right from the very tiniest one at £30 to an enormous 32-foot pipe for £10,000. It's a great thing to do to commemorate someone, or for a birthday present, or just because you love the organ and you love the Royal Festival Hall. So please join us and please get involved in Pull Out All the Stops campaign.